Do you think you need to rest and ice that ankle sprain? You might be missing what actually helps athletes recover faster. What if I told you we had a high school basketball player walking normally in less than 24 hours after a bad ankle sprain? Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Hahn, sports clinical specialist and CEO of HealthFit in Pasadena. In today's video, I want to take you through a real life case we saw recently. A high school basketball player who came in limping after a game and walked out of our clinic the very next day, pain free and moving confidently. But more importantly, I'll show you what most people miss about ankle sprains and how we use regenerative therapies to go far beyond just symptom relief. We will break down what actually happens in a common ankle sprain, the hidden dysfunctions that often go unaddressed, and the exact treatment steps we use to accelerate his recovery without ice, without crutches, and without the usual wait and rest routine. For far too long, we have been led to believe when you sprain your ankle, you just rest it, you ice it, and maybe you wrap it up just to give it time. But here's the thing. That approach often ignores the root problem and sets athletes up for future re-injury, instability, or chronic pain. Just last week, a 16-year-old basketball player came into our clinic the morning after rolling his ankle, landing from a rebound. Textbook lateral ankle sprain. He was limping badly with swelling and pain around the outside of his ankle. The ATFL, also known as the anterior talofibular ligament, and the CFL, the calcaneofibular ligament, were tender and restricted. His mom, understandably, was worried. This is a kid with real potential, and the scouts are already taking notice. But here's what stood out during the exam. His peroneal muscles, which are the muscles on the outside of his lower leg, were completely locked up, guarding the joint and limiting his mobility. But even more important, he had almost no mobility in his first big toe. Now, you might wonder, what does a toe have to do with an ankle sprain? A lot. Without proper big toe extension, at least 40 degrees, your body can't push off normally. That leads to compensations up the kinetic chain, overpronation, altered gait, stress on the knee, hip, and the back. In many cases, it's the underlying driver of poor movement that makes injuries more likely. And if we didn't address that, he'd probably be back in our clinic again in a few months with a new issue. We didn't reach for the ice pack. Instead, we followed a regenerative strategy that we've refined through years of working with elite and youth athletes. A three-phase approach designed to activate healing at the cellular level, release locked or protective muscle patterns, and restore proper joint mechanics and neuromuscular control. The first thing we used was EMTT, Electromagnetic Transduction Therapy. We started with EMTT to reboot the healing environment. This high-frequency electromagnetic field penetrates deep into tissue, improving cellular communication and jump-starting repair at the mitochondrial level. It also helps reduce inflammation from within far more effectively than external icing, which can sometimes delay the natural healing cascade. Next, we use Radial Shockwave Therapy. We focused on the peroneals and the calf complex, the muscle that had gone into protective spasm. We used a specific tip applicator with the radial shockwave device to flush out the swelling that had pulled around the lateral malleolus. This adapter allowed us to direct pressure waves more precisely, encouraging lymphatic drainage and improving circulation in that localized area. The acoustic waves helped release tension, break down soft tissue restrictions, and enhance blood flow, setting the stage for better mobility and faster recovery. Next, we used focused shockwave therapy. We got precise. We used focused shockwave directly on the ATFL and the CFL ligaments, targeting the injured structures to stimulate collagen remodeling and enhance tissue repair. But here's what most clinicians overlook. We also treated the first MTP joint, his big toe. By restoring extension at that joint, we immediately saw improvement in ankle mobility, push-off, and gait mechanics. It's a perfect example of treating the source, not just the site of the pain. To finish, we incorporated active strengthening of his ankle plantar flexors using banded joint distraction. By keeping him in the sagittal plane, which is forward and back, we were able to strengthen the ankle without overloading the healing of the lateral ligaments, rebuilding power and control in a way that was safe, progressive, and protective. The difference was night and day. He walked in limping and guarded, and less than 24 hours later, he walked out without a limp, moving normally and feeling confident. No crutches, no long layoff, no guesswork. This wasn't about masking pain or rushing the process. It was about working with the body's natural healing response in a smarter, more targeted way. Studies have shown that focused shockwave therapy and EMTT can cut tissue healing time by 30 to 50% when used appropriately, especially in the acute phase. We didn't just treat the ankle sprain. We addressed the root cause and reprogrammed movement patterns and accelerated true recovery. When you're an athlete, a parent, or just someone who's tired of ankle injuries dragging on, know this. Recovery doesn't have to take weeks. You don't have to sit around waiting for pain to go away. And you shouldn't settle for cookie-cutter rehab that ignores the whole picture. If you or someone you care about is dealing with a recent ankle sprain or still suffering from one that never healed right, here's what to do next. Visit our website for more information about regenerative therapy and our comprehensive treatment approach. Call and book an evaluation so we can create a customized plan based on your specific needs. Share this video with someone who could benefit because faster, smarter healing is possible. Because when you treat the body with precision and purpose, results don't just happen, they last. Hey, if you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification for our latest tips coming to you every week. Share this video with your family and friends. It might just make their day a little bit better. I'll see you soon.